Today we're making puffs with Earl Grey cream and lemon gel. And this one is a bit of a project, but trust us, it's worth it. Crispy shells, silky cream, bright citrus inside, basically everything we love in one dessert. Let's get into it. And now, we're moving on to the lemon gel, because this one needs time to cool and set, so we're starting with it first. Mix together 90 grams of sugar with 9 grams of agar. Zest 6 lemons. We actually made half a batch here, but these are the full measurements for the whole recipe. Cut the lemons in half and squeeze out the juice. We need 360 grams of juice, so it might take around 6 to 7 lemons. Also, did you notice these lemons? Yeah, same. First time seeing them. Apparently, there's some kind of lemon-citron hybrid. Not 100% sure, but Google says they come from Italy. Pour the juice into a saucepan, add 120 grams of water, and bring it to a boil. And if you're into lemon as much as we are, we've got a few favorite flavor combos we keep coming back to. If you want, we can make a separate video about that. Just let us know. Once it starts boiling, add in the sugar with agar and cook for another 30 seconds over medium heat. Let it cool down to about 60 degrees Celsius, then add the zest. Cover it, let it sit and infuse, then leave it to cool completely and transfer it to the fridge to set until the next day. Next day, take it out of the fridge and blend it until completely smooth, until you get that clean gel texture. And this part matters, blend it right before filling the puffs. Don't put it back in the fridge after that. Now let's move on to the cream. In a saucepan, measure out your first portion of cream, 580 grams. Add 8 grams of tea for flavor. Place it over heat and gently warm it up. In a separate bowl, combine 12 grams of gelatin with 40 grams of water. Mix it and let it bloom. Meanwhile, keep stirring the cream with the tea and keep an eye on it. Don't let it boil, just heat it through so the tea can infuse. Once it's heated, remove it from the heat and add the bloomed gelatin. Mix thoroughly, then add 350 grams of white chocolate. Keep stirring until the chocolate is fully melted and smooth. And by the way, if you end up making this recipe, don't forget to share your thoughts. We'd really love to hear them. Let the mixture sit for a bit so it can infuse properly. Now strain the cream into a large bowl to remove the tea leaves. You'll notice the cream got slightly darker, and the flavor at this point is amazing. Add 140 grams of cream cheese or mascarpone. Then pour in 920 grams of heavy cream. Blend everything until completely smooth. And again, this makes a full batch of dough. You can scale it down if you're making less or planning a different filling. Cover the cream, let it rest, and just forget about it in the fridge for 12 hours. Next day, take it out and start whipping with a mixer, starting on low speed and gradually increasing. Whip until the cream looks stable and holds its shape. It shouldn't fall off the whisk. And now let's prep the craquelin for the puffs. Into a blender, add 90 grams of sugar, 75 grams of butter, and 90 grams of flour. Blend everything until it comes together into one smooth dough. You're looking for a soft, pliable texture. It should feel easy to work with and hold together nicely. Now roll the dough out thin and evenly, about 2 millimeters thick. Transfer it to the freezer and let it firm up. Once it's fully chilled, cut out circles using a cookie cutter, about 5 centimeters in diameter. Keep those circles in the freezer until you're ready to use them. And don't waste the scraps, just bring them back together, roll the dough out again, chill it, and repeat the process. And finally, we're moving on to the dough. First things first, prepare your tray. Line it with parchment paper or a silicone mat. If you want your puffs to be the same size, take a cutter, dip it in flour, and stamp circles onto the parchment. All right, now let's get into the choux pastry. In a saucepan, measure 120 grams milk, 120 grams water, add 8 grams sugar and 4 grams salt, and 110 grams butter. Place it over heat and bring everything to a boil. Without removing it from the heat, add 120 grams sifted flour all at once, and immediately start mixing. Cook the dough over medium-high heat, stirring constantly until it comes together into a smooth mass, softens, and all the moisture cooks off. The dough should pull away from the sides of the pan and form one cohesive piece. Transfer it to a bowl and let it cool slightly. Once it reaches about 60 to 65 degrees Celsius, start adding the eggs. You'll need about 4 eggs, but don't just dump them in. Go gradually because you might not need all of them. Always go by the texture, not the number. And honestly, if this is your first time, don't overthink it. It will work. And if something goes a little off, just come back here and ask us what happened. Choux might look intimidating, but it's really not that complicated. Once you get the feel of it, you just need to understand your oven, your ingredients, your timing, and after that, it clicks. This dough is your base. Everything else is just adjusting it to your kitchen. So don't be scared of recipes like this. We broke it down for you step by step. Now it's your turn to go make it. You've got this. And this is what you're looking for, that classic V shape falling off the spatula. Just double checking. Hey, does this look right? Yeah? We're good? All right, looks like the dough is ready. As you can see, we even had a bit of egg left, so always add it little by little. Transfer the dough into a piping bag and start piping onto your marked circles. One by one. This batch should give you about 18 medium puffs. Place the craquelin on top of each one, right in the center, and press it down slightly. Preheat your oven for about 20 to 30 minutes at 190 degrees Celsius. Once you put the puffs in, lower the temperature to 180 degrees Celsius and bake for 15 minutes. Then reduce it again to 170 degrees Celsius and bake for another 15 to 20 minutes. Go by the color. You're looking for a deep golden brown. And one very important thing, never open the oven while they're baking. Hot air escaping, collapsed puffs. We don't want that. And here they are, beautiful, golden, perfectly puffed. Let them cool down completely, and then we can move on to filling them with cream and gel. Transfer the cream and the gel into piping bags and use narrow tips. You can make the hole wherever it feels more comfortable for you. We're making it on top because we're going to cover it with cream anyway when decorating. If you want the filling to be even in every puff, you can weigh them as you go. That way you won't run into that situation where the first few get a little too much and then you're left trying to stretch what's left at the end. Also, quick reminder, the gel should be at room temperature. That's when it's easiest to work with and gives you the right texture inside. You should have enough cream left for decorating the tops, so feel free to play around with piping tips and just have fun with it. On top, we're adding candied lemon. Super quick to make, really simple, and no crazy amount of sugar. If you want the recipe for that, just let us know. We'll share it. And don't forget to send this recipe to someone who would either make it or just enjoy watching it on repeat. And yeah, before you ask, we made such a big batch for a reason. These weren't just for us. We were actually gifting them to someone who's very serious about strawberries. So half of this batch went in a completely different direction. We made a strawberry version too. If you want to see those strawberry puffs, just let us know in the comments. All right, let's see what's inside. We don't know about you, but we've been waiting for this moment. Oh my, the cream texture is perfect. The lemon is just right. It's definitely on the tangy side, so you really don't need to overload the inside with it. And Earl Grey with lemon? We mean, who doesn't love that combo? If you're as into this as we are, you already know what to do. And yeah, see you at the table.